That's crazy. Now we're here. And hopefully they can hear us over there. Ready? So here we go. Here's the idea. On my Instagram today, last night I was shouted out by one of my mentors. So I have a mentor, and Diva Richardson. She has her own gym over in Cherry Hill. And she shouted out all the local gym owners and made me think, because she's very consistent with her Instagram. Every morning what she's doing. She's somebody to look up to for business people who want to have a business, people that have a business. She's just showing her way of doing it, and that's my idea also. The way that I want to do it, or the way that it's happening for us, is the internship.
Yeah.
Right. So the goal here is to provide an internship for students, people interested in becoming entrepreneurs. Right. People hear the word entrepreneur and they think I don't know what they think, but entrepreneurship is real, and whether I like it or not, I live entrepreneurship, and sometimes I don't realize until, like, again, she said it last night, it put things in perspective, because sometimes you get into your routine, and I'm just right now, I'm just head down, wake up 5 o'clock every morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, back to 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 4. Destiny's been here for a couple weeks now. She's seen the rotation. She understands what's going on. We got low battery. That's all right. Right? So I put it out there today for us, for the people that follow me, to ask any questions if they had any questions on entrepreneurship and owning their own business. So we'll get to that in a second. But who are you?
I'm Sky.
Sky.
Yeah.
How we get here?
Destiny.
Who's Destiny?
One of your internship.
Okay. So what's the conversation to get you here? Who brings that up? We've met before?
So I knew about your gym and stuff, and you actually exercised with us. And then she emailed you, and she was like, "Oh, well, I want to do the internship," but like, I didn't really think nothing of it. I was like, I can't even exercise for real. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And then she was like, well, I need you to record this video for me. So I was like, okay, because like I did film in high school and I was pretty good at it.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'll do it for you. And then I ended up like half recording, half exercising. And I was like, I really like this. Like it was like less stress. It was like a stress relief, and I felt good. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get an internship here too, because I like it. So.
And here we go. Here's our first sit down. Here's our first interview for the internship, and you'll understand. We talked about it earlier. Destiny, we met through the EOF program at Boston County College of Rowan. I put that out there that day that we offered an internship, and we wanted to help anyone interested in learning how and what it takes, or the route to maybe one day own a business, and learn some daily operations. Destiny follows through, sends an email, comes in. She understands it's an interview style, right? Walks in, jeans, dressed casually, understanding that I'm about to do something very important to me, so I need to present myself as such.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was going to be asking you.
But look, you came here ready to work.
Yeah.
Right? You came here ready to work. It's like my boy gets a job and he says, the boss says he needs some help. Bring a reliable person. I understand anyone she's bringing through is going to be worthy of the position, right? So step number 1, Destiny was already being put to the test on her internship. First step was, how do you present yourself, right? This is part of the internship, learning how can this translate into the real world? We talked about it before. What can we do? So just like the fitness we do. The fitness we do is functional fitness. It's fitness to help us in real life. So the idea of the internship is to how can I better prepare for real life, right? So my job as the lead is to put you in as many situations as possible that are going to reflect real life situations. Showing up to an interview. How you walk into that room, how you carry yourself, what you're wearing, the way you speak has so much influence on whether or not you get the job, right? So why not put ourselves in that position as many times as possible before it is a real deal? Listen to the podcast. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. You gotta practice everything. You gotta practice everything. And sometimes the only way to practice is to be in the situation. right? So
Yeah.
to surround yourself with likely situations that I'm going to face later on. When I do face that situation, I'll be better prepared for it, right? Because I have already practiced. So I welcome you. I will say congratulations. We'll say congratulations. And again, just like, and you can walk her through it. You were telling her some steps to it earlier. We'll learn each other. I'll find your schedule. I'm going to figure out how I can help you, and you're going to figure out how you can help us today and later on in the future, right? So I'm going to let you read a couple of the questions that came from online today.
Okay. It says, how would CrossFit have helped you in football on collegiate level?
On college level.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
get here right.
CrossFit. Yeah, that's my handwriting. What would college have done for me on the collegiate level if I had that style of training? I think I would definitely been in better shape and helped me on the athletic level, which is why, right? So understanding that. So I've been to college. I played football at the professional level. I've trained for football since I was 8, 9 years old, right? Now I'm in the profession of fitness and I'm teaching fitness, and I understand how it's transferable to real life situations, even sport. That's why I'm at the EOF program. That's why you're an intern here. That's why, because I want to implement this style. It's a lifestyle. CrossFit is bigger than it's more than just working out. It's a lifestyle. So absolutely would have benefited me not only physically, but I think mentally, on and off the field. How CrossFit would have helped me if I had it at the college level.
Okay. Another one is, why do you open a gym? A whole gym? Why not just be a coach?
Well, the gym happened. What we see here today is just an accumulation of what has happened to this point. Why did I start a gym? I can't say like that was the plan, but it happened, and the way it happened, I can only tell my story. So if I'm going to help anyone in this entrepreneur space, I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. I only know what I did, what worked, and what didn't. So I can share my story, and my story is, it started off as one person asking for help. Brooke Barney, shout out Brooke Barney. Good friend of mine, went to school with. She saw that I was getting my certification. She saw that I was in the CrossFit, and she said, hey, you want to train me? All right, I'll try it. I got my certification. Why not? We meet at a local track. Long story short, by the middle of that summer, she brought a friend that brought a friend. And by the end of the summer, we had like 8 to 10 people on a regular basis showing up at the park to work out. And it was like, we got something. And if we don't go inside soon, it's going to start raining. And if it rains, no one's going to come. And if no one comes, we may lose momentum. This is how I'm thinking, right? So I made a crazy leap of faith. I was a teacher. I quit my job. I signed a lease, a 3-year lease, and moved in the very little bit of equipment that we had and the 10, 11 people that were showing up on a daily basis. And we moved into a space, and we grew into that space. That space, then we moved here in 2016 and just grew into this space. And when we move again, it's going to be a bigger and better space, and we're just going to grow into that space. The only thing, it turned into a gym, to answer the question. Why not just coach? Well, I was just coaching, and that's what happened, right? So I was coaching, and then it turned out to be a gym. And there's a lot of details in between that time, but that's a short answer.
What's the hardest part of owning your own gym?
The hardest part of owning your own gym. What's not hard? Tell me what's not hard. It's hard waking up early in the morning. Yeah, that's hard. Is it the hardest? There's probably something harder than that in life. It's hard doing that since 2013.
Every day.
Every day, right? That's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard managing people. It's hard being so booked and always understanding that some social things will suffer from that. Everything's hard, but don't stop doing. You can't not do what's hard, right? So it's regular. It's my regular. So my regular is hard. What you see is the hardest thing I do is what I do, because it's always, I want it to be hard, because if it's hard, that means I'm getting better and I'm learning new things. So the hardest part about owning a gym is owning the gym.
And the last question is, what is the importance of asking for help as a business owner?
Asking for help, not only as a business owner, I think is very important. I'm learning that, and it took a lot for me to learn that. It took years to understand that concept, because maybe it's pride, maybe it's ego, maybe it's me being a man. I don't know what it is, but like I feel like I want to do it my way. This is how wants to be done, or maybe that's just all I know. I don't know how to ask for help, because I've always just done things, right? And anybody around me were doing things, so we just naturally helped each other. But growing a business and learning to scale it, you have to ask for help. Why we have interns now, why we've had coaches that have come through the intern system and now help coach classes on the schedule, right? And for so long, I tried to do every single thing on my own, and through time, through lessons, I learned that you can't do everything by yourself. And even if someone's not better than you, they're really good at it, and the job will still get done. So it's very, very important to ask for help, not only in business, but in real life. Yeah. That was all the questions.
Yeah.
There was some wild questions out there too. Like, we were just talking, and you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. We're talking about business. You want to ask me, why do farts smell worse when they're silent? Like, come on. I'm very excited for the both of you. You're deeper than you even realize. You're next.
I didn't even know like the things that he had already set up for me. Like, I had asked the question about like, credits and stuff like that, and he was like, "Oh, you don't even already know. Like, we already got you here, here, here."
Mm-hmm. And that's the idea. And I can only tell you my story, and I know that I've been a first year, second year college student. I understand the idea, the process of what's coming next, only because I lived it. Like, I don't know everything. I'll tell you one thing: I don't know anything, but I can tell you that if you go to school and you get good grades and you're going to pass a class, you pass enough classes, you're going to get a degree, and with the degree, you get a good job. The degree qualifies you for the job, but one thing I don't think is talked about or taught enough is how to get yourself in these doors, right? So we're prepping ourselves to get in it, but we need to understand things that are come, such as interviews, being able to manage a group, right? So teaching a class, coaching a class, it's group management. You get a supervisor position.
I had to write that down. Group management.
You get a supervisor position at some local business or whatever your job is. You level up and you're the manager. You have to learn you have to know manage a group, right? So there's so many small things that you can learn, but that's why I always say it's way more than fitness. And sometimes I get the ram and I get excited. You guys bring it out of me, and I appreciate you believing, and you guys see something, and the energy gravitates you this way, and I'm happy for that. Until the next time, this is the Leaf Show. We'll be back. Boom.
That was fun. I like that. You sound so
We're here.
different.